or something, you can refer your textbook and pick words from that,
two,
put it in the chat box. But then put
three.
mechanical weathering,
So there
gradation.
are
Very nice.
total three squares.
Um, Lavanya, what is the total count?
Ma'am,
Now let's look for
19.
rectangles.
19. So we will wait more, 2 to 3 minutes for others to join. And students, just give me a reminder,
This is a
from methods of
rectangle.
soil conservation we have to start, right?
One,
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So from methods of soil conservation we will start. Okay, so words and all though you are putting already, but then you all tell me what do you mean by or
so there
how.
are total four
Okay,
rectangles.
forget it. The question is, tell me how human beings
Now,
and
let's count
life on earth are
triangles.
dependent upon the soil and how soil is
One,
formed. That you tell me. First
two,
question, how soil is formed. Second
three,
question, how, along with
four,
human beings, different lives or
five.
creatures on earth are dependent on soil. How it is useful for them.
Ma'am, may I answer the
Let's start. Please raise your hand. Okay, and then I'll give you chance. So let's start with Samia. Samia, one question.
There are
Yes,
total
ma'am. The first question's answer is
6 triangles.
when the big rocks on the mountain fall and they break into pieces,
So,
and by
in
three
this
little
scenario,
pieces they
there
become
are
soil.
Yeah, so due to weathering, they break into pieces, mountains or big rocks, and this is how the soil is formed. Very nice. Now, another question was that how we are or other living organism or living things on this earth, they are dependent upon the soil. That answer you give me, Mitul. Answer
I'm
that.
going to make some nice
Yes, ma'am. With the help
for
of
my
soil, we
friends.
can start.
Let's see.
Okay, very nice. So with the help of soil, plants and all, they can sustain easily because their life is dependent upon soil, right? They come from soil. Anything else? Lavanya, Atharva, Yuvraj, Aryan? Atharva, yes.
Yes, ma'am. Soil help us to grow us plant, and plants give us food, and
Yes.
we live with food only.
Very nice. So basically, through plants, we are also surviving. They give us food, they give us crops, right? Farmers, they are totally dependent upon like the crops. We are totally dependent upon plants for our day-to-day food and all, right? Mitul, you can say one more point, no problem.
Yes, ma'am.
That is
You know, and we eat hen also known as chicken. Ma'am, chicken even eats the small insects which live in soil.
Yes.
Ma'am, small insects have their home on soil. So that is
So like they are also hens and all, they are also dependent upon the soil for their food, right? They eat the microorganism or the small insects that comes from the soil. Very good. Girls, anyone? How plants, animals, or human beings?
soil gives water also. Down is water, no?
Underground water is there, no?
Yes.
How soil will give you water? Soil will give you life. Life in a sense, it will give life to vegetation, natural vegetation. It will give life to human beings because it provides food. Some animals are also dependent upon the food coming from the soil. Great. Girls, anyone else?
Can I speak another point?
Yes, dear, please.
Like in the villages, we use mud houses to keep the houses cool in the summer season. So the soil which is made into mud is used for its construction so that it can clean. But on soil it is a clay type, no?
Yes, there are different types of soils which is useful for us. Like some are clay types, as Mrinalini told, Pranjal or Mrinalini, who told? Pranjal, yes, as Pranjal told that it is used for the clay mud.
For utensils also.
Yes, for making utensils, for giving us shelter, for giving us food. So somewhere or the other, we are totally dependent upon that. If you can see over here, right? So and you also know that on this earth, one thing is interconnected or interrelated to the another aspect. Okay, so say suppose if we are not, yes, one cycle is there, one connection is there between one thing and the another thing, one aspect and the another aspect. So similarly, we all know that soil is very, very important to everything like to us, to animals, to vegetation or any other thing. Okay, now what will happen if we are not protecting that soil, if we are not conserving that soil, if we are not protecting the quality of the soil, what will happen? What can happen?
Make the drawing using basic shapes.
We won't get ma'am, the plant won't survive. The soil is not good quality. The crops will not become better.
Ma'am, okay. The crops will not become better, plus the crops will not grow in more quantity, right? And the human's population is growing day by day. So we want food. Yes? Atharva, yes?
Ma'am, there is cycle means if plants will not grow, herbivores will die, then
Yes.
carnivores will eat us human, then
Yes.
they will also die. So all the life will die one by one. And
Yes,
life
very
will
nice.
end.
And if plants will not grow, then it will affect the weather also. It will give an effect to the weather of the oxygen. Right?
Yes.
More and more heat will be generated. Global warming will increase. Ice will melt. Understood? So it is very, very important on Earth that things should be on balance, in balance. Whether it is soil, whether it is weather conditions, whether it is anything, it should be in balance. And we human beings, as we are using for it for grazing, how do we use soil and the land masses for grazing, for growing crops, for many other things, right? Different cultivations. We are constructing,
Our this
yeah.
cartoon video
So
is ready.
yeah, we are building homes. We are using varieties of soils also for building shelters and all, right? So we are using it in an ample amount, and because of human activity and the natural activity, the soil is degrading. It is losing its quality, right? So we are like it is our duty to protect it today. Okay, and here there are different ways given. Okay, different ways given over here through which we can protect the soil. We can conserve the soil. We can prevent the soil from getting degraded.
The nose is
Now in that, first one over here is contour tilling. Right? Contour tilling. Now this about this contour lines, I suppose you might have studied in class 6.
a square nose.
Yes, ma'am.
Right? So can anyone tell me what is contour lines?
Mm,
Contour tilling is different. Contour lines are different. What is contour lines?
so let's make the mouth.
See, contour lines are the lines drawn on a map, okay, to show you the shape of the land, right? Whether it is a hilly area, whether it is a plateau, or whether it is a mountain, or etc. etc. Right? So basically, there are different lines formed, okay, like this, according to the shape of the land mass, okay, according to the shape of the mountain, or according to the shape of the plateau. Different types of contour lines will be made. Basically, contour lines are useful to show you on paper the size of the landmass at a particular place. Understood about contour? Now, contour tilling. Contour tilling is basically a way through which farmers are preventing soil erosion. Farmers are preventing surface runoff. What is surface runoff? Surface runoff means that same thing, running off or the draining of the surface soil. Okay, draining away of the surface soil. So, contour drilling basically means in this method farmers till or plow the field along the contour of the land. Basically, say suppose if the land is in a square shape, okay, if the land is in a square shape, okay, then the farmer will plow this land or till this land in the square shape only. Understood? He will till this land in a square shape only. He will not go right, left, straight, and up and down or right, left. No. Ma'am will plow. Plowing. Okay, plowing. So basically, he will plow his field in a circle, in a square way only. Means following the contour of that particular land area. What will happen? What is how we will get to know how it is in shape? Which shape? It is underground. No. Can you see this? Yes. See, most of the time, no, these contour tilling and all, it is not done on plains. It is done on hilly areas and all. Okay, as per the shape of the land. Plain is the one plain land, right? A plain land. So there, farmer can plow his land anyhow he wants, right? But on the hilly areas like this terrace farming, on the hilly areas, on the mountains, it is important to prevent the soil, right? It is important to prevent the soil from sliding away, from sliding down. That's why, see, this is a kind of contour farming only. Can you see the lines? We are following the, we can say, the structure of the landmass, right? So this is a kind of contour farming only. Terrace farming also you can take this as example. Contour farming also you can take this as example. Now here they have made, the farmers are moving as per the structure of the land, and they have made borders here. Can you see they have made borders over here? Why they have made borders? Because in the water they are standing over here, no, the water will not run away down. It should not run away down. What will happen if the water from here it is running down? What will happen, Atharva? What will happen, Mrinalini, Manvi, Lavanya, Mitul? What will happen if the water is running down from here? If the borders are not there, the water will run down.
Ma'am, in second class we get water at the end of the summer.
It will take all the plants, all the crops, all the fertility of the land, and it will go down,
Go
right?
down.
Yeah, that's why contour tilling is done and boundaries are made to protect it from sliding away, to protect surface land, to protect the surface land to slide down. Very simple. Next is terrace farming. Okay, again, terrace farming in short, I will tell you is this image only. Terrace farming, terrace. The word terrace means the farming which is done on the not on the plains but on hilly areas, land masses. Okay, land masses, high areas, not on plains. That is terrace farming. Okay, and this terrace farming is also known as step farming because you can see one step like this farming, right? It is also known as step farming. Now in this again, what they do, they go with the structure of the land, okay, and they cut those hilly areas into steps so that they can grow crops in these particular spaces. And by making boundaries, again they are doing what? Preventing surface runoff or preventing land damage. Very clear, very easy. Next is strip cropping. Now what do you understand by seeing this word strip cropping?
In strips.
In strips, very nice. So basically in strip cropping there are strips made on the land. Can you see these lines? These are the strips that are made on the land. Now these strips are made by the mud only, right? They are making that boundaries by mud only, by the soil, by the mud or by the soil, right? Some boundaries are made in the fields. You might have seen in your villages that boundaries are made in the field, right? So in a piece of land, certain boundaries or certain strips will be made. Okay. Now in these strips, they will grow crops here and bushes on the borders. Crops here, bushes on the borders.
Border.
What will this do? This will prevent the soil to flow away from one place to another. Like the bushes will hold the soil and keep, right? And the
Yes.
crops will grow easily over here. Also, in strip cropping, what they do, they another method of strip cropping is to plant different crops in different strips. Now, again, over here in strip cropping, one thing was that they plant bushes and crops, right? Another thing is different crop here, one different crop here, one different crop here, and one different crop here. What will happen because of this? The quality of the soil will be maintained because the same quality or the same crop is not grown again and again, again and again, again and again. It is getting varieties of crops, and because of that, its fertility, its quality will be maintained. Understood? Next is contour bunding. Now, again, talking about contour bunding, then this is contour bunding. Bounding, making boundaries or making band. In Hindi we say band, no? Making boundaries on the edges of the contour lines of the contour land so that the water is not running away. Again, what is the simple work of this contour bunding? How does it help? Lavanya, you will tell me now how contour bunding will help the land degradation. Come on, just now I told. Manvi, yes, Manvi. How contour bunding will help the surface runoff or how it will prevent the soil's quality?
Prevent water from draining out.
Yes, right. If the boundaries are made, obviously, no, it is very natural that it will prevent the water from running away or the soil from running down. Okay, means safety. Clear? Next is afforestation. Can you see this word afforestation? Now, simply afforestation means, see, I am explaining you. What is your work to read it at home? Okay? Afforestation basically means planting trees in the areas which are more prone to soil erosion, right? In hilly areas, very easily soil goes down, right? some slopy areas, okay, some slopy areas very easily with the land or very easily with the landslide or with the movement of the air, with the movement of the water, the soil goes down, right? If the area is like this, definitely it will go down. Yes or no? Yes or no? So
Yes.
afforestation basically means to plant more trees in such areas. Now what will happen? What is the benefit of planting more trees in such areas? Tell me. How is it going to support
Ma'am, can I
soil
tell?
erosion? Yes,
Ma'am, may I?
you
Ma'am, it will help the soil to stay in a proper place.
okay, true. Tanishka,
It will help
And
erosion
improve it.
control.
see what does a tree does? If you plant a tree over here, definitely it is going to spread its root inside,
Yes.
right? If the roots are
Yes.
spread, what will happen? It will hold the
Hold
soil,
it
It
for
will hold
long
the
time.
soil.
right? It will
And
hold the soil at a place. So
for
now,
a long time.
yes, for a longer period of time, it will hold the soil.
And will
And
be
also,
stable for.
the plants need water, lots and lots of water and
Yes,
sunlight,
lot of
right?
water.
So for these plants, for themselves, they will collect groundwater, right? And because of that, the
Yes.
quality of the soil in this area, it will increase. Understood? And this soil,
Yeah.
which was earlier going down, moving down with water and air, now it will stay at place because the
It is
roots
stable.
have, yes, because the roots have catched them, they have holded them and they have kept them at place. Understood? So another easy way of protecting the soil erosion is to plant more and more trees in the hilly areas, slopy areas, or the places where soil erosion takes place very regularly. Clear? Near the river, near the steep slopes, near the wastelands. Okay. Next, the use of eco-friendly fertilizers and planting of indigenous trees and shrubs are significantly helpful in soil conservation. Eco-friendly fertilizers, in a sense, what we use
Organic.
many organic, very good, natural fertilizers. Okay, we use many fertilizers nowadays, right? And they are harmful. What do they do? They take away the quality of the soil. They take away
And
the
they grow
potency of
back the same quality.
very nice, Arpan. They take away the quality of the soil, and the soil and the land becomes useless. Okay, and this that is
They
the
use
reason
chemicals.
we must use organic fertilizers to grow crops, to grow plants, so that the land is not getting harmful. The land is not getting any harm, and it is protected. Understood? So afforestation is simply means that to grow more plants in an area where it can hold the soil and can protect its drainage. Next is crop rotation. Now, what does this word says? Crop rotation. Crop rotation meaning what? What is crop rotation? Let us ask Mitul, Samia,
Ma'am, can you repeat the question, please?
what do you mean by crop rotation? What comes in your mind by hearing the word crop rotation in context of
It
soil
helps in
erosion?
reduce of erosion.
Okay,
Ma'am,
Samia,
can I tell?
And may I? It's Tanishka.
Samia,
Ma'am, can I tell?
Ma'am, can I say Pranjal?
please wait.
Ma'am,
Samia,
ma'am, I told it rotates the
okay,
crop.
Tanishka,
Yes, yes, ma'am. It is the series of growing crop in the in the same area. In the same area across the sequence of time.
okay, across a sequence of time or around the different periods of time that you are saying. Very good.
Ma'am, can I say
Pranjal,
Pranjal?
Pranjal,
Yes, ma'am. Like what happens is if we plant the same crop again and again in the same soil, the
hmm,
fertility becomes less of the soil. So, thus to maintain the good fertility of the good quality of the soil, we plant the different type of crops in the sequential manner.
Yes.
very nice. So
And
simply
means
crop
to grow
rotation means,
different
as you
different
told,
plants on it.
that yes, simply it means as you all told, very nice. Simply it means that one crop on one single piece of land regularly, if that crop is grown again and again, again and again, again and again, then that crop must have limited qualities, right? And that will only be given to the soil also. Understood? So same thing again and again, the
It will
soil is not
absorb same kind of mineral
Yes.
multiple times.
correct, correct. And the soil is not getting any upgrade over here. Understood? It is actually going to lose its fertility slowly and steadily. At same place, what is if crop rotation another crop on the same land for the some time, then what will happen? The quality of the land will be maintained.
నేను
It will
వింటున్నా
get no.
నేను వింటున్నా
There are also some crops which needs more fertilizer, it will take
టీచర్కి
more
ఏడా
care of.
ప్రాపర్
There are some
రెజల్యూషన్
crops which are
చెప్తాను
less taken care of, or which does not needs more fertilizer and all. So like this, with crop rotation, the quality of the land will improve.
Ma'am, can I ask something?
Yes, please.
Means the particular area is used for growing a particular crop, like the hilly areas in Nashik and all that, their grapes are grown. So how can we do that as per the requirement of?
As per the requirement, for example, see, there are certain lands. Okay, if you are talking about that particular area and particular crop, then those lands need to be given rest for a certain period of time. Understood? Say suppose if you are working from the morning till the evening, definitely you will get tired of doing work again, again and again means first you will get tired. And if after that if someone is coming and asking you that do this another work, will you give your 100% in that work? No, you will not be able to give. Even if you do it by force, 100% productivity will not be there in your work. Same happens with the land. If single crop is also grown on that particular land, then that should not be a continuous process. The land should get some break. It should get few break, like few months of break, so that it can retain itself, so that it can gain the energy back, so that it can gain the fertility back. Understood? So
But how can we give him a rest as it will growing like how it will be
okay,
growing?
in a sense, if you are leaving the land, grass will grow on that, right? Insects will go on that, earthworms will develop over there, right? The land, if the humans are not touching those land, the through natural process, the land will definitely gain its natural quality back. Understood? See, naturally everything heals after a certain period of time. So same thing is with the land also. If we keep on using it, it will lose its fertility. If that land is given little bit of break, it will gain it, because seasonal changes are also there, right? Monsoon is there, then another season comes, then animals dig the land, grasses grow on that, small insects they dig the holes, dig up and down they do, then what to say, natural manure and all are there, right? Cows and all, they roam over there and they what to say, natural fertility they get, right? So like this we gain their
బంద్
fertility
చేయనా
back. Next method over here is fallowing. Okay, fallowing. Now, what do you mean by fallowing in short? That same thing that I told you just now. Fallowing means in this method, the land is permitted to rest in order to rejuvenate itself, to regain its fertility itself. Okay, over a period of time. It is in fact the nature of nature's way. See, as I told you, naturally anything repairs itself over a period of time. Say, for example, your skin only. Take for an example of your skin. If it gets a cut, what happens?
It
Naturally
will
it repairs
recover.
itself, right? It repairs itself. So it is the work of the nature to repair things naturally over a period of time, right? So nature, it's nature's way of getting back the natural nutrients lost over a period of continuous cultivation. Fallowing permits the moisture content of the soil to increase. Over time, plants, bushes, grass begin to grow over there, thereby protecting the soil from water and wind erosion. See, if on a land there are plants and all plants and bushes are grown, definitely it will be protected by the moving agents like air, water, etc. So the quality of the soil will be maintained. Another, a general improvement in the structure and the texture of the soil will come, and
Yes.
protected from the agent's light, from the agent's light, air, water, right? Moving agents, right?
Yes.
So little vegetation cover should at least be there, whether it is trees, whether it is grasses, or etc. etc. There should be some vegetation cover. Now, a simple method of soil conservation is to restrict the grazing of cattle, sheep, and goat on grasslands, and within forest. When cattle graze on field, grass and smaller plants get torn from their roots. What will happen if they graze more? The plants and all the grasses and all they will be torn from the roots, and that will lead to their exposure towards the drainages and water sources, right? And it will increase the pressure of the animals also. See, some
ఏం
animals
చెప్తున్నా
also
అర్థం
they get
కావట్లేదు
sick
కానీ
from
లెక్చర్
this,
అయినాక అన్నం
and
తినేటప్పుడు
they
చెప్పు.
dig while grazing. They will dig. They will put their feet inside. They like they push or something. All these
వాసన
things they do.
వస్తుందా?
By doing that, they are leaving the soil loose. They are losing it, right? And if the animals
మంచిదే
are in
మరి.
larger amount, then
నీదెక్కడ తయారీ?
there are certain businesses also. These farms they run businesses also. So they do not have 10 to 20 cows or goats or sheep. They have in n number, right? Hundreds, 200s, 500 like this. So 500 cows and like animals
Bye,
living on a land
chawan.
and giving breast and milk. You can understand that how what will be the conditions that animals are having. So land needs for grazing of cattle should be specifically selected. Okay, for grazing land should be specifically selected, and it should be fenced off. Fenced off in a sense what? Be covered into the fence.
Yes.
Fences.
Covered by fence for animals.
Fences. Fences should be made so that other lands beside that is not destroyed by the animals. Right. Next, the role played by soil in the world health, growth, and development of the country and environment stability makes it necessary to conserve it and use it in a sustainable manner. So, as we saw the benefits of the soil and how we and other living things are dependent upon the soil, it is very, very important for us to conserve it and to use it in a sustainable manner. What is the meaning of using the soil in a sustainable manner? Yes.
Not soil in a proper way.
In a proper way and not wasting it and not overusing it. In short, okay. So I hope this lesson is easy and clear to you all, understood to you all. Okay, one proper use improves balance in life skill, keep maintaining keep revising it in next lecture and fast paced video. Also, in next lecture be ready with your GK book. Clear?
Yes.
So today I'll be uploading notes and objectives and all. Please do it by yourself. And like I'll be sending notes and you can check it from that. Other thing, be ready with balance and life skill of this lesson. I'll be asking in the next lecture. Also, I can ask questions from other lessons too. What we have studied here. So then, first we will see. Now, when you are coming to
Wednesday.
Wednesday, correct. So on Wednesday I will be free too.
Ma'am, but we don't have the books of this.
It's okay. Then I'll show you on screen. Okay, it's okay. I'll show you on screen. I'll show that to you on screen. I hope things are clear to you.
Ma'am, I have a doubt.
Yes, please ask.
Ma'am, how does crop rotation improve soil fertility?
See, crop rotation, how will it improve soil fertility? As I told you earlier also, there are certain crops which needs to be taken more care, right? So taking more care means those crops needs more fertilizer, right? More treatment or more medicines to be treated or to be taken care of, right? Uh,
Yes.
and there are certain crops which grows easily, like sugarcane, right? It grows easily. Without taking more care of or without putting more efforts, like in that process the soil will get little bit rest from the fertility that is used in that sugar crop again and again, again and again. Also, crops will have certain quality which is merged with the soil. Understood? So if one crop is grown again and again in the same land, then it is not getting the qualities of the other crops, or it is not getting exposed, or it is not getting upgraded. So same process process or same crops grown on the same land again and again, it stops its upgradation or growth. Crop rotation helps in the upgradation of the land, and it also gives it break from certain kinds of fertilizers which are used on certain crops for a longer period of time or in a more amount, in an ample of amount. Clear?
Clear.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Anything else?
Ma'am, are you going to send these notes today?
Yes, today itself.
Okay, ma'am.
And just one confirmation, just telling this for those who haven't submitted their OBTN activity. OBTN activity of history, civics, and geography, both we have done. Those who have submitted, I am going to give them marks definitely. Those who haven't submitted yet, please do it as per your
Submitted all.
convenience as soon as possible, because I won't be able to give marks then.
And submitted all.
Very good. Those who have submitted, I appreciate it. Very good. So that's it for today. And have a nice day, everyone. And
Bye,
one
ma'am.
more
Have a
thing,
nice day.
those who did not give their map on Wednesday, on Friday, there is chance for you to submit it on Wednesday. Don't forget.
Ma'am, I have been given.
Ma'am, actually I
Okay.
was absent on Friday.
Those who did not give, for them I am saying. Atharva,
Wait,
you are
ma'am.
saying something?
I was also
Ma'am, I
absent
was
on
absent
Friday,
on
so
Friday because I was not
I will
feeling well.
submit on
Ma'am,
Wednesday.
I was also
So
absent.
those who were absent on Friday, please submit it on Wednesday. Okay?
Okay, ma'am.
That's it for today. Have a nice day, everyone. We'll meet
Have
on
a
Wednesday.
nice day, ma'am.
Thank
Bye,
you,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Have a nice
Have a
day.
nice day.
Bye, ma'am. Have a nice day.
Bye, ma'am.
Bye, ma'am. Have a nice day. Bye, ma'am.